Guy Dawson is the managing member of Classy Communications, a full-service media and marketing company. A seasoned businessman who started his first business at age 12, Guy started Classy Communications to help businesses and organizations improve their bottom lines by leveraging the power of mass media. His firm has worked with a diverse list of clients in real estate, publishing, construction, politics, radio and television broadcasting, network marketing, health and wellness, independent films, digital marketing, and a host of nonprofit organizations. Now, let's make some PR connections with your host, Guy Dawson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to PR Connections, the business edition, your solution for business success. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classy Communications, a media and marketing company. We strive to create massive growth in your business bottom line through mass media marketing. Classy Communications can bring greater recognition to your business or organization with public relations, marketing, publishing, broadcast opportunities, event planning, and more. For a free consultation, please call 702-845-6129 or visit classycommunications.net. PR Connections is a forum where business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and investors showcase what they do. We share cutting-edge business concepts in public relations, marketing, political activism, investing, and personal development. Our business education series features successful local, national, and international entrepreneurs. Tune in and learn business from the best. D&R House of Diamonds is making luxury affordable. They can save you hundreds, if not thousands, on engagement rings and fashion jewelry. Call them at 702-758-3421 or visit D&R-House-of-Diamonds.com. I'm excited to be back in the saddle after a week's vacation out in Washington, D.C. It was sweltering, it was hot, and hey, how have you been? Don, the real estate mogul, is back.
Hey, Guy, how are you doing? Yeah, we missed you last week. We were thinking about you, but I don't know what kind of vacation it was for you. You said you were out there doing the whole Toastmasters program. Tell me a little bit about what happened out there. Yeah,
well, we had the International Conference for Toastmasters was held in Washington, D.C. The feature of that is the World Championship of Public Speaking. You know, we had Ed Tate on a couple of weeks ago, and he was the world champion of public speaking in the year 2000. So another man was crowned as the world champion over that week. And here's something that I learned. It was the first time I was ever in D.C., and it's amazing the amount of business that they're doing in downtown D.C. It's like they're completely rebuilding it, and they call it gentrification. So they're really working hard in redeveloping downtown D.C. I haven't seen so many construction projects outside of Vegas as I saw out in D.C.
Yeah, last time I was there on the real estate side, I noticed that they were starting to break ground on a lot of the construction, actually around the Smithsonian as well. But we did miss you. Business Masters, Toastmasters was meeting, so I'll mention a few plugs on the industry spotlights that we have coming up this week. So the Business Masters, Toastmasters group is meeting every first and third Wednesdays of the month at 6 p.m. That's at my office, 7475 West Sahara, Suite 100. That is open to business owners, the entrepreneurial, investment-minded, or those that are getting a spark to have whatever their gift is brought into the world. We're there to help educate and get people to understand how to project themselves a little bit more in the Business Masters Toastmasters series. You can RSVP for that by calling 702-869-9999. And then the college has me doing a course called Buying and Selling Real Estate 1.0. That's going to be at the College of Southern Nevada. I believe they're going to have me at the Sahara location. But if you want to RSVP for that, you can too, also by calling 702-869-9999. That is a $75 course. But if you are going to join the Global Mastermind program that we have here in Las Vegas, we'll throw that in for free. And I think that's all that I've got coming up, unless we want to talk about the Global Mastermind immersion programs in September in La Costa. We've got a back-to-back, week-to-week immersion program, which is going to be September 14th. Through September 23rd. Those are 2 weeks, so you don't have to go for both weeks, but 1 week immersion program, and that's a $15,000 ticket item, but you'll be able to travel to 3 locations nationwide to go to different immersion programs with business owners from around the globe.
Ongoing business education is so important, and week after week I have Don come on the show and display these programs that he works on. He puts a lot of effort and time into developing these programs to help entrepreneurs be more successful, and I just with the Business Toastmasters, with the Business Masters Club, I mean, I met so many people when I was out in Washington, D.C., who had given credit to Toastmasters for their success in business. I'm talking people who have built huge multi-million-dollar companies who said that the true success that they have gained in business was in becoming better communicators. That's when they started making the sales that made them explode in business. And so I would just encourage you to be a part of things like this Toastmaster Club or some of these events that Don puts on, because it will make you a more communicative entrepreneur, and people buy things from people who communicate well.
Yeah, well, and one thing that I noticed is that what we work on the most, I say in the Business Masters Toastmasters, is to help other business owners get their commercial out in 15 to 30 seconds. So that way, they get their point across to whoever they're speaking with right from the very beginning, and then that way that resonates. And also to get their story and their point across. And again, like you said, be better communicators. And the framework actually helps structure for meetings even in the workplace.
Yes, we're going to be going to a short commercial break in a minute, but speaking of getting your commercial out, we have Dave Linden from The Largest Mixer. It's an event that I have been blowing up on this show for about a month already, and hey, September the 20th, it is right around the corner, and Dave Linden is in the studio today. He's going to talk about the granddaddy of networking events here in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas' Largest Mixer, and so you'll want to stay tuned to learn more about how to be a part of it and how he got it started. You're definitely going to want to stick around for the next segment of PR Connections, the business edition with Guy Dawson at KDWN 720 AM. We are talking business on the PR Connections radio show at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. We love to have you all call in. The call-in number is 702-257-5396 if you have any questions for me or the real estate mogul Don Lehner or Dave Linden with The Largest Mixer. Web Design Island is helping business owners and entrepreneurs bring their ideas to life online. Learn more about their service and a la carte options at webdesignisland.com. I've been announcing these events that Congressman Crescent Hardy has been putting on throughout the summer for his Summer Business Series. And the event that he's going to be doing today is Employee Benefits and Financial Planning for the Future. And he's been holding these events down at North Las Vegas Council Chambers, which is City Hall down in North Las Vegas. He has two separate times that he puts these events on. One session is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and the second one is from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. I've been down there for a couple of those sessions, and again, as I was talking about in the last segment, we have a lot of really good financial education that is available in entrepreneurial education in this town, and so you have to take advantage of opportunities like this. And Congressman Crescent Hardy is very entrepreneurial friendly. He puts on these events. They are free. The facility is amazing, and you will also meet a lot of other motivated business owners down at these events. So again, if you want to head down today from 9 a.m., it's actually already going on, to 12 p.m., or if you need to go later in the day from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., you can be a part of the Summer Business Series sponsored by Congressman Crescent Hardy. My buddy Dave Linden is in the studio. He is the founder of The Largest Mixer, which is the stupendous event in networking here in Las Vegas. And I've known Dave for years. I have actually been doing public relations as a part of this event for, well, at least 3 or 4 years, huh, Dave?
You bet. And Guy, I can't thank you enough for all your support. It's been a great partnership, which is really what the event is all about. It's about bringing the community together.
What made you decide to want to put together a networking event like this?
I had actually nothing else to do with my time. So I figured, let's do networking. Actually, the Largest Mixer started in Southern California. About 5 years into our LA's Largest Mixer, I met the organizer of the previously known organization called the BUSE Club. Do you remember that group? And
I do.
We're talking, this was,
I do.
12, 13, 14 years ago. It was a very popular club here, business organization here in Las Vegas. So I met the organizers, and they saw what was happening in Los Angeles, and they said, hey, you have to come out here to Las Vegas and let's make it happen. And hence 12 years ago, the first Las Vegas's largest mixer, which was held at the Plaza Hotel. And let me tell you, I have a feeling that the Plaza hasn't changed in the last 12 years. So
Yeah, it hasn't.
it's still a classic.
Yeah, I remember there was an event a couple of years that you did there. I think I did one of the largest mixers down at the Plaza.
Yeah, we were there for 6 years, and then we moved it. I think at that point moved it to the Palace Station. We were at the Texas, which is now where we're back to. But we moved it over to the Riviera for a year, which was nice. Won't be holding it there again. And then the Tuscany last year, and then and now back to the Texas station. So what's kind of nice about moving it around town is that at least it adds a little more excitement from year to year when there's a new location.
Networking is such a powerful tool for business, and we talk about it a lot on this show, is that many of us have built our businesses completely off of networking. And what's it like to have a role in so much connection? I mean, you put on these events, there are thousands of people that are there, and they're all trading business, and it's done, I guess, a lot in developing your brand. You have others. You have, 4 of these?
Right. So we have 3 in Southern California and then the one here in Las Vegas. But there's no better compliment than when someone comes up to me and usually it might be, months or sometimes a year after the event. And they say, wow, we met someone at the largest mixer and they ended up saving our business for the year because it was such a great contract. So it's just one of those things, as you know, in networking, you just never know who you're going to meet. And sometimes it's not the people that you meet at the event, but oftentimes you might strike up a conversation and it's who they know. So then the event kind of, grows as well, just from other networking opportunities.
You've developed some powerful partnerships through the years. I know that in order to put on something of this magnitude, you have to have a lot of people in the business community to support it. And I know you're very prominent with the chambers.
Exactly. And that's really where the event started from, was to bring all the chambers of commerce together in the areas that we would hold the events. In hopes that the idea, which is if you're a member of one chamber or one business organization and you get success, you're more than likely to join another business organization. So I thought it was important today to at least, mention all the business networking groups that are coming together. The list is not hundreds, so it will go by fast. But there might be groups, Guy, that you certainly are familiar with. But Business Connections Network, Chicagoans in the Desert, Convention Services Association, Lambda Business and Professional Association, Las Vegas Asian Chamber, Las Vegas Health and Fitness Chamber, Las Vegas Metro Chamber, Las Vegas Wedding Chamber. That's a brand new chamber just in the last year. The Latin Chamber, Nevada Holistic Chamber, SCORE, Team Referral Network, the Lead Team, the Social Register, Toastmasters, because that is certainly a networking organization as well, Urban Chamber, Vegas Young Professionals, and the Women's Chamber of Commerce. So just bringing all those groups together. And the fun thing is that when the members of those groups all come into one room, that's when the fireworks happen, because there's nothing better than a group of people that love to network.
This event has really outdistanced a lot of networking events. I mean, in the years I've been in business, I've seen a lot come and go. What do you think you've done as an entrepreneur and as a business owner that sets you apart from so many networking groups that haven't been successful?
Well, here's the key to success, Guy. If you work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you too can be a success. And tirelessly. You just keep working and you don't stop. That is what it is. No, in all actuality, I think a lot of it has to do with that. You got to put the time in. And when I notice, not so much other, expos or networking events, which everyone puts their own spin on. But when I just see entrepreneurs in general, and sometimes the amount of time that they put into their business, I'm thinking like, wow, I put in a lot more hours than that, just to, get to the point where I'm at. And especially during, those lean years of, 2009, 2010, 2011, I mean, you really needed to work 3 times as hard for maybe a quarter of the money, but it isn't necessarily always about the money, but about finding something that you love and that you're passionate about. And to me, I've just always been a fan of business networking groups and chambers of commerce, and certainly bringing people together.
And those lean years were some of the most valuable ones for me, being a part of something like the Largest Mixer, because that's how I got my business. We didn't have opportunities like we do now, because we were just trading business with one another. And I know that events like yours were really critical for my business. So I'm going to take a short commercial break. And when we come back, I want you to talk a little bit more about the Largest Mixer. Also, I have Jeff Radcliffe. He is with Post Launch, and we actually met at the Largest Mixer. We were talking about that in the studio before we got started today. He's going to talk about his business as well. Stay tuned. It's always business and never personal on PR Connections, the business edition at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. We are always open to call-ins at 702-257-5396. Life Shots for your health, a drink that guarantees health and wellness. For without your health, what good is wealth? Call 702-493-7291 for a free 4-day supply. We always are welcoming you who are entrepreneurs, sales professionals, or investors to be a part of the PR Connections radio show. Everything we do is built on improving the entrepreneurial experience for all people, and we're just always wanting to partner with motivated people who want to improve their business bottom line and share their message. And this is a platform that I have had the privilege of developing for almost 6 years now when we've been on the air with the PR Connection show. And so if you're interested in being a part of our show as a partner or a sponsor, you can get in contact with me at 702-845-6129. Don, you've been hanging around the show for a while. It's pretty good platform for entrepreneurs, huh?
Definitely a good platform. What I find is that those who seek to grow will have more business because they get involved with things like this. As Dave was saying, in the network world, your net worth is only going to be as good as your network, and you've got to expand your network if you want to expand your income. That's the way I look at it.
And we've been talking with Dave Linden about networking, and I cannot tell you the amount of business that has been done in the studio during the years that I have been on the air. I mean, I could probably measure that out, thousands and thousands of dollars in business amongst people who are a part of the show or come to the events. It's you just never know where your good things are going to come from. Yeah, and I've been, like I was saying, I've been hanging out with Dave Linden for many years. He is the founder of the Largest Mixer. I call it the granddaddy of all networking events here in Las Vegas. And Dave, I was having a conversation with Danny Vegas. He's a co-host. He comes on the show sometime, and we were saying how this event just continues to evolve and grow throughout the years. What are you doing to keep the themes fresh and to keep such a large amount of the business community here in Vegas attending it?
Right. Well, it certainly is all about bringing in new partners as well as keeping the old ones too. But, certainly, maintaining the relationships, over the years is really important. And sometimes people will come to me with just some great idea, like, here's an example of what you're going to find when you go to the Texas station on September 20th for Las Vegas's Largest Mixer. Just thought I'd throw that in.
Plug for the Largest Mixer.
So we have an exhibitor. It's called Balloons with a Twist. I don't know if you know Michelle. Does balloons for events.
Yeah, she's been doing it for years. She does a great job.
Yes, absolutely. So she's been an exhibitor of ours for 11 years. Now this will be the 12th year. And then so it was this year. I said, hey, I have an idea. You also run this events company, and you put together all different kinds of like, social media things and games and carnival-like atmosphere. So I said, hey, how about we give you this nice big space and we're going to call it the fun zone, and here's an idea, and then this is what's going to happen when you come down to the largest mixer. We're actually going to have an area called the fun zone where there's going to be like popcorn and games and we have inflatables and just all different types of activities that will be just a little bit different than the year before. But once again, here's someone that I've been dealing with for years, but sometimes it takes a while for relationships to build into some kind of activity that can happen at the event. So things like that where it's just keeping the relationships going and certainly finding new ones as well.
When you put yourself in environments like the largest mixer, it's just very positive for your business. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I have met, and you've been talking a little bit about this, Dave, where it may not be that you do business with that person, but you just never know that connection that you make. Years later, you are introduced to someone knows someone, and you end up doing business. It's just putting yourself in the right environment. I think that has a lot to do with anyone being successful in business. It's just getting around the right types of people, and you're like a magnet for success and for growth when you are around other motivated entrepreneurs.
Well, and one of the things I love best about Las Vegas's largest mixer compared to our other events in Southern California is that, Las Vegas is it's a community. And something that you don't have in Los Angeles, Orange County, or Inland Empire, where when you come to the largest mixer, because it's been going on for so many years, it's almost like a family reunion of sorts. And you might end up seeing people that you might only be the one time a year you see them, or maybe it's been a couple of years since you've seen them. But time after time, I hear stories about people that are like, hey, you know what, I haven't seen that person in 5 years, and here I bumped into him at the largest mixers. So it's kind of like for our Las Vegas event, it's the one time a year where literally all the business networking groups come together and network. So definitely when you come down to the event, bring a nice stack of business cards. We don't necessarily like when attendees bring flyers and brochures, because that's more for exhibitors, but certainly business cards are allowed, and bring a nice stack of cards, and you'll go booth to booth and visit the exhibitors, but also it's sometimes who you meet in the aisleways as well. And just keep in mind when you're networking, everyone wants someone else to walk up to them and say hello. So don't think that, I can't approach someone because that would be weird. And of course, I always consider the networking world kind of the bizarro world, because where else would you just walk up to a complete stranger and start talking about your business? But in the networking world, well, certainly I'm not in the grocery stores walking down the aisles introducing myself to people, but that's what happens in the networking world, and people welcome it. So definitely, say hi to people you don't know. And oftentimes it's best not to necessarily hang out with the same people you always do, because that sometimes hinders your opportunity to meet new people.
Really quick here before we go to break, how can people get in contact with you if they want to learn more about the event or get a booth?
Sure. You can visit www.mixer.vegas. Mixer.vegas. That's our web address.
And I tell you, when you go on that website, there's just a lot of great information and pictures of events in the past. And it's been a real privilege, Dave, to be a part of the largest mixer. I'm looking forward to having a booth out there. We're going to be doing a live broadcast of the PR Connections radio show from 6 to 9, and exciting times.
Absolutely. Once again, I can't thank you enough for all your support, Guy.
All right, we're going to take our last commercial break, and we will have Jeffrey Radcliffe. He is with Post Launch. It is a company that helps you improve your web presence. He'll be joining us in the studio in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned for more of PR Connections, the Business Edition. We are back with PR Connections, the Business Edition at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. The phone lines are still open at 702-257-5396. If you have questions for the real estate mogul Don Lehner, myself, or Dave Linden, or Jeffrey Ratcliffe with Post Launch. Do you need to reclaim your garage, or are you looking for a place to store your boat or RV? Rent a storage unit or a lot space at Abco Mini Storages anytime in June, July, or August and receive your first month's rent for just $1. No long-term contracts required. Call 702-564-5425 or visit their website, abcostorage.com, to reserve your space. Yeah, as I was telling you before, I saw Jeffrey in the studio this morning, and I was telling him, man, I know you from somewhere. He used to have an office in another business years ago, and I think we met at the Largest Mixer, and he's here to talk about his company, Post Launch, which helps businesses with a web presence. How are you, Jeff?
Great, Guy. Thank you so much for having me on today. I appreciate it. This is really exciting.
And you're a part of these new age business, which is based on the internet.
Web marketing, digital marketing. And during the break, Dave said a really fantastic thing that really resonated with my business and what we do. When it comes to web presence marketing, a lot of it is an effort to follow up on the people you meet through traditional networking. So if I go to the Largest Mixer and I walk away with 25 business cards, it is time prohibitive for me to engage with all those people on a regular basis. That's where a company like Post Launch comes into play. We help people with general online visibility if people are searching your name, through search engines or other various tools. But we also have some really cool automated software that allows you to keep in contact with the contacts you've just made on a real personal level. And then you actually can track them and see visibly what they're doing, how they're engaging with your business online, whether or not they're spending time on your website, whether or not they're visiting your social pages, whether or not they're consuming your emails, whether or not they're attending your events or tuning in to see things like this show that we're live streaming on Facebook right now. So we actually get some really, really solid business insights. So out of the 25 cards I walk away from out of the Largest Mixer, I know which of those ones are most likely to become a customer quickest. And as an active networker myself, on any given week, I'll meet a dozen new people. And, everybody here meets as many people. So you consider the cognitive load and the time strain it is to engage with all those people. And, if you get a call 4 months later from Guy who says, hey, remember those cats we talked about? I'm like, darn it, I can't remember those cats. What the heck were we talking about? But, some really cool business automation tools that we use. Marketing automation is the buzzword for this kind of stuff that will sort of auto-engage with a lot of people. And it gives us really solid business intelligence to know who we met, when we met them, what they're doing, how they're interacting with us, and really a fantastic way to continue to follow up long term. But it's all sort of a holistic approach. We use the term web presence marketing. A lot of people come in and say, oh, you're an SEO company. I say, we do that. And they say, oh, you're a social media company. I say, yep, we do that. Oh, you're a content studio. Yep, we do that. You blog? We do that. So we go through and pretty much everything that has to touch in your online presence, aside from making websites. We're not a website development company. A lot of times, people go out there and they'll pay a bunch of money to have a website built or something they think is really incredibly awesome, and it just sits there. It can be the most beautiful whiz-bang piece of tech ever invented, but the reality is what happens next. And so that's why I formed the company. We just hit our 3rd birthday in July. But post-launch, what happens after we launch? Whether we launch a mobile app or we launch a website, what do we do next? And it really sort of boils down to the fact that you have to tell people. You have to find a way to tell people. And there's so many tools out there that give you an easy way to get your message in front of individuals. It just comes down to time. Now, if anybody in this room, when's the last time you sat down and wrote your own blog article or news article?
Well, I do because it's a part of my business, but yeah, most people don't do that.
It's time consuming, right? If you sit down and you want to write, 1,000 words, how long will that take you? A couple hours, maybe?
Long time.
Gather your thoughts, put it all together. Now, best practices say you should do that 16 times a month. Can you do 4 of those a week? Can you sit down and take the time to write that many articles? It's just cost prohibitive, time prohibitive. So what we do, I've got a staff of writers here in Las Vegas. Our office is actually right next to Don's, 7475 West Sahara, Suite 103. We have 15 people on our team that write all day long. They sit there and they write articles and stories and make infographics and do talking head videos and get your message out there online. It's really, really been an effective practice, and we have some really, really happy customers, and we work in almost every single industry. Nothing illegal, I guess I should qualify. But we have some really fantastic, good clients that let us write. And we can show solid growth statistics really, really accurately through the tools that are out there. More people to the site, more conversions, more calls, more email form fills, and more people just engaging. Even if they don't actually convert, we could say, hang on, this guy, Jeff Radcliffe, came to this site 15 times and read 25 articles. So imagine, he's an internal salesperson, whether you're trying to sell exhibit space, Dave, or Don, you're trying to help, sell some more homes or a multi-unit residence. If you've seen that I've come to your website 15 times, I spent 20 minutes there, it's probably time to pick up the phone and call me, because there's something that you've got that I'm interested in. It's something that can help, weed away everybody out there that's saying maybe all the time, and really get to the person that is ready to do business with you right now.
I was going to say, I can throw a plug out to Jeff as well, because I've had the opportunity to sit with him. And what's great about all those entrepreneurs and business owners out there listening, they're going to definitely want to call Jeff over at Post Launch, because he'll actually sit down with you and work on a strategy towards what your goals are in your business and what you're going to do as a strategy in the internet world to be able to make that happen. So it's really a good look. So.
Thank you, Don.
There's so much value in content marketing. I mean,
right.
On the internet, it really is your content that drives everything.
Right, and that's a valid point. We don't like to take on clients and projects where we don't really get to have a good business sense of where you need to be. And if someone's in business, and this goes back to your training that you do for business professionals, if they can't really articulate where they want to see themselves, it becomes really, really hard for us to do an effective job. So. We sit down. I'm an old PR guy from way back in the day, so I sit down Barbara Walters style and like to interview. Tell me what your plan is. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you're doing. Just, get to know everything that there is to know in their business, so that when we form a strategy for web presence marketing, it is truly set to hit the goals that need to be hit. And the terminology you'll hear, the concept is really evergreen campaigns. Someone starts working with us, and it starts getting better and better and better and better every single month. Kind of indefinitely. So it's nice. It's nice to have that continual steady growth in business. And the web, it sounds confusing. I always use the analogy that you could actually go home and paint your own house tonight if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm going to go home and paint my house. I'm going to clear my brushes and wash my house and go buy all the paint and then prime it and then wait a few days and come back and do it. But the reality is it's a whole lot easier and a whole lot less expensive to hire a painter who knows what they're doing, who can come in, get the job done right. That's us. We're the painter. We're the experts. We live and breathe this stuff. It's not rocket science, what we do, but it is incredibly time consuming. So one of the big taglines I use at Post Launch is that we sell you time back in your day. When you realize that what we do is effective, you can come back and say, guys, I need you to handle this for me because I just don't have time to do it. But yeah, we do free consultations for anybody who's interested in just sort of sitting down and strategizing. It's important for us. We'll give you takeaways. I'm not trying to sell everyone all the time. Statistically, something like 90% of businesses are under-optimized on the web, meaning they're not doing everything they can to capture as many visits, as many customers, as much business as they can. So
Jeff, we're near the end of the show. Will you give your business a plug so people can get in contact with you and increase their web presence?
Absolutely. Thanks, Guy. Give us a call, 702-800-2131. Visit us online at postlaunch, postlaunch.co, or come by our office, 7475 West Sahara in the Berkshire Hathaway building. We're in Suite 103.
Thanks so much for stopping by, Jeff, and talking about how to optimize your presence on the internet in a lot of different ways, and the internet is everything to your business nowadays. And we appreciate all of you listening to the PR Connections radio show this week. Please visit our website, classycommunications.net. Also follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And I hope that all your business deals are good ones, and we will see you next week.